got your seatbelt on?
Nowadays, everyone is so savvy with special effects and camera tricks. The one thing that we wanted to do with the scene is to make it look as if the actual actors went from dialogue into the crash and then out of the car. So the whole thing, you just think that the actors were the ones that did it, and therefore you always stay in the world of Utopia. Obviously, everything is inspired by what's on the script. Arby and Jessica have a conversation, and then out of the blue, he hits the accelerator in the car, drives into another car. The key of the scene is the spontaneous moment.
We just really wanted to make it be a surprise. You know, it's a surprise to Jessica. She's going through a phase that's actually very un-Jessica, because all the emotions that she's going through, the manuscript, the truth about her father, and all this stuff is bringing something new to her, which is about all this emotion, all this sadness, all this truth. She doesn't actually clock that there's a car there with two network people. It's actually Arby that does that.
I don't trust him.
You don't trust him at all?
At this point in the story, we don't know whether we should trust Arby. The previous 4 episodes, we've seen him being a psychopathic killer. Up until this point, he seems to be very kind of complacent and very willing. But we want everyone to think that he's actually still psychopathic Arby, and he's about to drive a car into 2 innocent people.
At the beginning, he just seems to be this machine, I suppose, really, that kills, you know, everything in his path in pursuit of Jessica Hyde.
And it's only when he comes out and Jessica sees that the person on the floor is actually reaching for a gun, you suddenly realise that, you know, he's doing this to protect them.
You find out that he's as much a victim of the network as he is their enforcer. You okay?
As co-directors, you have to vocalise your idea to the other person.
A lot of people think, well, you know, how does co-directing work? Because there's 2 people and 2 visions. How does it? It's more common among brothers, right? I don't know why, but I think the reason why we're not brothers. We spend a lot of time in pre-production just talking, really, and you can probably see from around the room, and we do come up with that one vision in pre-production.
We started drawing a really basic camera diagram. What we always like to do with these kind of complicated scenes is really kind of go out and, you know, and shoot tests. One of us sat in the back with a DSLR camera. We've got 2 people. Alex is one of them. We've got like one of the production coordinators sit in the front, and we just kind of ran it and put the camera in different places and just to roughly see what felt good and also what we would need.
What's going to be the best, most impactful hit? You know, it's going to be head-on collision. It's going to be from the side. Do we wanted the car to spin out of control? Thanks with Gordon, the stunt coordinator as well, we came very quickly to the realization that hitting it, you know, on the side would be the most impactful.
This car's been slightly weakened on the other side, so it gets a nice smash on the side of it, so it really crumples the car.
Because we want it to be a seamless shot, we'd have to go from real actors to stunt people in what seems like a continuous shot. We went out and we filmed a very basic version of the final scene, just to see where we could hide these cuts. So one of the places that we're going to hide it is at the moment when Arby says, "Have you got your seatbelt on?" And then we pan back to the windscreen and the car starts, because at that point, you know, the camera would move a little bit, or that in the move could be a place that we could put one of the cuts. The second place would be when we come out of the back of the car and use the back of the driver's seat as a wipe, as a, you know, find at least one black frame that we could then, you know, cut between 2 of the things.
You can come up with plans, but when you start filming it, it all goes out the window. It started raining first thing, so we had to wait 2 hours in the rain, and we just shot some sort of 3/4, you know, side shots from outside just to do something. We rigged up the car, the back of Arby's sub.
All of that is basically to anchor the bazooka base and the camera. It's all basically anchorage and safety. It's to stop the camera going forwards, hitting the stunt performers, and also keeping the 2 stunt performers safe and secure in the seats.
The crew are, you know, vastly experienced, and they've done lots and lots of TV and big feature films. And they don't want to just rehash old ideas, and, you know, they really want to kind of push the boat out. All the departments, special effects, health and safety, grip, you know, actors, obviously, camera, etc. Yeah, they all were very up for the challenge.
Where are we?
For the visual effects, it's 3 shots, it's 3 plates. So one is our actors, we're behind the seat, they do their dialogue, then we accelerate, then we stop, right? We bring back the car, we put our stuntsmen we do the whole crash. We take the stunt guys out, we put our Arby and Jessica, and then we take the door out of the car, and with a special Steadicam rig, we come from behind the seats and continue with one shot. And then you blend those frames in post-production. We needed that first acceleration of Arby and Jessica, and as takes went on, Neil Maskell, who plays Arby, started to get a little bit cocky perhaps. And I think the last take, you know, I'm there concentrating on the monitor for the lines and the performance and the timing, and then he's like, you know, have you got your seatbelt on? Slams on the accelerator and really guns it and goes straight to the car. You see Jessica, you know, grabbing the seat, and everyone's like, and we came like a meter from the actual car. So I think if we would have done another take, I'm sure Neil would have done the crash himself. Yeah. Neil, one more take and you do the crash yourself.
A stunt always carries risk, always carries danger, but we've set it up in such a way and we rehearse it enough time so everyone's happy. Of course there's a risk. It's not the biggest stunt, but it's not a run-of-the-mill stunt. It's enough to think about, let's put it that way.
Saab, driven by Andy, he's going to basically just drive into me, the side of me. He's trying to sort of take me out, so I'm going to be all harnessed up in this car. We're going to have special effects. We've got these little charges, and they've put the charges on the back, two back windows and this window here. And then as soon as the car hits that window, then the special effects will hit the button and it will explode the windows, so it looks like the car is, you know, the force of the car, the impact is blowing the windows.
It's stunt double today for Jess. I'm going to be passenger in the car as we do a T-bone crash. So we'll hit the stationary car head on, and then there'll be another stunty the other side reacting to it.
Our car hits the network's car, and there's a woman standing by the pavement who's asking for directions. So as the car hits, the car hits her and she goes flying into the air.
I'm going to be stood next to Crispin, who's in the passenger seat, right next to the car, and as the car hits, I will get myself out of the way pretty quickly. The idea is to make it look like she's been pinged back by the car, so it's the impact of the car that's pushed her back. Yeah, and then she gets shot and killed. All in a day's work.
The car hits the Mondeo, and the Mondeo goes flying back like 4 meters, slams into this gate, and she goes flying out. She disappeared frame, which was a little bit scary. She was obviously fine, you know, not a scratch on her. After the impact behind the seat and following Arby could only be done with the AR Steadicam, and it's really quite massive. It's about 3 meters long, so you could shove it in the back of the car, and then on action, he sort of comes out with it, and this thing. He made it look really easy when it's absolutely not, and it weighs a ton. Now we just have to shoot those 2 people in the head, and then that's it. Then we're finished.
It's a compressed air canister at the back, some blood and guts, a secret recipe for the guts. It's all driven by the firing box. So when we press the button, the pressure is released, and it throws the blood and guts out the back of the head. So hopefully, in post-production, this whole sequence of Arby gaining Jessica's trust will feel like this one super energetic, one-shot sort of moment that leaves the audience a bit sort of shocked.
The stunt guys weren't wearing anything special, like they weren't wearing any special harnesses.
Originally, the idea was going to be that once we crashed into the car, she was going to be connected to a wire and they were going to be pulling her out. But they actually thought that was going to be a little bit more dangerous because it felt like it was someone else who's going to have to control her action, and they thought it'd be best for her to do it by herself. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but basically the idea was going to be the car was going to hit the network's agent's car, and we predicted it might move about a meter and a half. It ended up flying backwards, and she ended up flying out, you know, out of her own will though. For about 3-4 meters that way. So even though it looks incredibly realistic and chaotic and scary, it was all very much planned and organized and choreographed, and everything went perfectly.
2, 4, 5, 4, take 4 on the end.
Saying you read this on the script and you go, oh, I'm sure by the time we get to shoot this is going to get diluted somehow, and it's going to end up being 2 bicycles crashing into each other because that's all the budget there is. But actually, from day one, they said, right, well, you know, this is the most expensive scene in the whole of Utopia first season, and we want it to be massive, but we want it to be big and we want it to be great. No pressure, guys.
Where are we?
That street leads to a building they used to use. Old research base. Abandoned now. The manuscript. I hid it in there. Have you got your seatbelt on? You okay?
Where'd you get that gun?
The cafe, toilet cistern. Let's go.